Hey guys, here, welcome to the GTA 5 car v car episode 2 of the Coquette Classic going against the Pigalle. Both these cars were the new additions to the sports classics. The most recent, obviously, the Coquette Classic from the Flat School DLC, Pigalle's from that, not a hipster update. But unfortunately, even though these two are the new additions, when it comes to a racing scenario, situation, the Z-Type will always dominate within the class. So that kind of does suck with the variety or sort of balance given for sports classic racing. That is, if you do that. And sports classic racing is quite skillful, to be honest, out of the other classes, as these cars do respond weirdly with their handling around corners, so you really sort of have to pay attention to a lot of things. And it's one of those things, man. A lot of people don't really like racing with these cars because of those things and those factors, because the simplicity is not there as we have with the sports and supercars. So for handling, we know out of these two, Coquette Classic, first of all, oversteers hell of a lot, requires a lot of concentration, very easy to actually make mistakes to maximize the car itself. Whereas the Pigalle, on the other hand, absolutely amazing traction downforce, goes at high rates of speed around these corners, quite pacey when taking these corners, very smooth because of his turning circle, and it's quite comfortable as well to use. So definitely handling towards Pigalle for efficiency. Now for acceleration, as you know, Coquette Classic pretty much dominates majority of these sports classics, as we witnessed so far. Top speed is interesting actually, because we know the Coquette Classics is 3 speed, but the Pigalle actually takes quite some time to keep up and actually catch up towards Classic. You see how long it takes here on this straight. This is by far the longest overtake I've seen in quite some time, but it took forever to keep up an overtake, because we know the top speed isn't going to be that great for the Coquette Classic with its 3 speed. But with Pigalle, I was expecting the Pigalle to have better top speed, but didn't expect this to take this long to actually overtake and then keep going. Obviously the gap does increase when it does eventually overtake, but I'm just showing you here how long it does take to oversteer. So not oversteer, overtake. So you see how long it's taken right now. We're in the same line right now, and we're pretty much past the finish line. We're approaching this section here with the bridge. We're pretty much halfway through the highway at this point, and now eventually it catches up, and now it's going for the overtake with its top speed. My car's already reached its top speed. 3rd gear is the limit. So at this point, you notice that the Pigalle keeps going. So obviously he's indicating it's got a better top speed, but we already know that. We already knew that. So it's crazy the amount of time it took, but still, there you go. Top speed point right there towards the Pigalle, and it's going to keep going at this point. So you guys pretty much expect. You don't actually see that, but for torque, the Coquette Classic will take it. You can see that Pigalle's front wheel drive, smoke coming out from that end. But damage test, initial impact we know is $304, and for the Pigalle, it's quite a weak car, the Pigalle itself, so took quite a bit of damage for the initial impact. Cost $370 for that. So Coquette Classic still one of the most durable cars in its category. Customizable options. The Classic has a lot of bumper options, a variety of options here to choose from, although the other parts doesn't really have any, but does have specific sort of one hood, carbon hood, obviously we know that, roll cage as well. Whereas in the Pigalle, you sort of got, you know, spoiler option, you've got some hood options and whatnot, roof stacks, whatnot, but the thing is, it doesn't have any other options for that. So overall speaking, the Coquette Classic does have a little bit more variety when it comes to the options given, so that is where it gets to the point. So you can see here some ugly customizable options given to the Pigalle. You know, sort of a hipster look, I suppose, from the hipster DLC, so that's sort of expected. But you see quite a bit of roof stacks here, and spoilers, and that's pretty much it. So for the lap time test, because we know that the Pigalle's got absolutely amazing handling and literally can take these corners at pacey rate, high speeds of course, it's going to pretty much dominate, and it's quite easy to control as well with efficiency, and don't have to really concentrate as much as you have to with the Coquette Classic. To be honest, the Pigalle is one of the easiest sports classics to use out of the class itself. So you can see how much it's dominating right now around these corners, just smoothly taking it with ease with its responsive turns and its turning circle, whereas Coquette Classic is sort of struggling, you know, having to find its braking point and taking the corner, knowing that the car oversteers quite a bit, then the understeer also kicks in as well if you're not paying attention to your braking points. So the Pigalle is pretty much just off at this point, and I'm sure you can get a faster time as well with the Pigalle. So quite comfortably takes it here with lap time, which does make it overall 4-3 to the Coquette Classic, but performance wise definitely Pigalle will dominate. See the 106.221 and 107.385 for the Coquette Classic. So there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. There's more factors for the Coquette Classic, and as I said, performance wise you definitely go for the Pigalle, but it's up to you guys. You know, some people obviously hate Pigalle for its looks and whatnot. Classic on the other hand looks absolutely fantastic, so generally speaking a Classic in my opinion as well I would definitely choose. But racing environment, Pigalle if you really want to sweat it. Thanks for watching guys. Check out Slinger GT vs Classic if you guys haven't seen that already. Check it out now. Good night, peace. Yeah.